Hello and welcome, and we're going to take a look at our very first word of the week, and this week it is the word abjure. I'm going to be working through the dictionary essentially to find an interesting word each week because I find words fascinating. I'll be starting at the letter A. Next week I'll be doing B, C the week after, and so on through to Z, and then back around to the top to the letter A. This could of course go horrifically wrong if I run out of words. Beginning with the less common letters, obviously, but at the moment that looks an awfully long way away. So we'll see how it rolls and see how this goes. So where does the word abjure come from? What is its etymology? So the answer is, unsurprisingly, it comes from the Latin originally. So it's part of two words, but we start with the word jus, or law in Latin, which through transition becomes sort of irare, to swear. And when we combine that with ab, I mean off or away from, we get to abjurare, to deny on oath. And that's starting to move towards what we see with the word abjure, abjurare, to abjure. Through a sort of a transition through the Middle French of abjure, we find abjure appearing in the early 15th century, and it appears to mean the phrase to renounce on oath, to repudiate, to forswear, renounce, or recant a heresy. And that sort of leads us to, why did I have this picture? Why did I have this picture at the beginning? And for those who don't know, this is Galileo before the Holy Office by the painter Joseph Nicolas Robert Fleury, something like that. And it depicts Galileo Galilei, who was tried by the Inquisition in 1633 for saying the Earths and planets revolved around the sun, heliocentrism, which he was found vehemently suspect of heresy and subsequently lived under house arrest until he died 9 years later. It's worth saying that heliocentrism wasn't new, even in Europe. It had been proposed by Copernicus in 1543, but the Inquisition declared it to be formally heretical in 1616, and it was at that point that Galileo was forced to stop teaching or defending this position or from discussing it. Now, I think there's some debate on whether he actually had to recant or abjure this position. However, in practice, that's essentially what happened. He had to no longer practice it. He had to deny his position, if not in words, then in practice. And I thought it was a rather nice way to illustrate what it means. And the other part of what I'm going to be doing as part of the word of the week is looking at some of the synonyms of other ways of saying the same kind of thing. So what do we find here? There's loads of different ones in the English language. We start with abnegate, which is a wonderful word meaning to deny or renounce, before getting to some rather more familiar words like forswear, to recant. I recant my Catholicism, to quote Blackadder. Smoothly done there. Yes, Blackadder particularly enjoyed that one. Then we get to renege, to make a denial. It's obsolete in that front, or to go back on a promise or a commitment. To renounce, to repeal. Lots of R words, I think, linking to this one. To retract, and then really some more sort of common English words like take back, to unsay, and to withdraw. So that is the word abjure, my word of the week. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'll see you back next week with the word from the letter B.